Pepper plants stop producing in late summer, and most gardeners blame the heat while missing the actual problem happening underground. Garden centers sell pepper transplants that look healthy but carry a hidden weakness that cuts yields by half before the first fruit appears. This affects bell peppers, jalapenos, and specialty varieties equally, yet the solution exists in every garden shed. Understanding what commercial growers deliberately avoid teaching home gardeners can transform disappointing pepper harvests into continuous production from June through October. 7 specific techniques change everything about how peppers grow, fruit, and handle stress, methods that nurseries prefer customers never discover because they reduce plant purchases and increase garden independence. The standard approach to pepper growing creates weak root systems that struggle throughout the season. Most transplants receive top watering that encourages shallow roots, concentrated in the upper 2 inches of soil. When summer heat arrives, these surface roots cannot access deeper moisture, causing plants to wilt daily even with regular watering. The problem compounds when gardeners respond by watering more frequently from above, which further trains roots to stay shallow and increases blossom drop from inconsistent moisture. Commercial operations use drip irrigation placed at specific depths, but this detail rarely reaches home gardening advice. Root depth determines stress tolerance more than any fertilizer application, yet depth-building techniques remain largely undiscussed in mainstream gardening content. Bottom watering with dissolved calcium creates stronger pepper plants that resist blossom and rot and produce heavier yields. The technique involves placing a 4-inch pot filled with agricultural gypsum in the soil 12 inches from each pepper plant and filling it with water every 3 days. Water seeps through drainage holes in the buried pot, pulling roots downward while delivering calcium directly to root zones where it prevents calcium deficiency disorders. This method trains roots to grow 18 to 24 inches deep within 6 weeks, accessing moisture that surface watering never reaches. Gypsum provides calcium sulfate without altering soil pH, like lime does, making it suitable for peppers that prefer slightly acidic conditions around 6.0 to 6.8. The buried pot system costs less than $5 per plant and eliminates daily watering even during heat waves. Plants grown this way maintain consistent moisture levels that prevent the stress-induced blossom drop affecting conventionally watered peppers, extending the productive harvest window by 4 to 6 weeks. Controlled water stress during fruit development increases capsaicin concentration in hot peppers by up to 40% without reducing yields. The timing matters critically. Stress must occur after fruits reach half their mature size, but before they begin changing color. During this 2-week window, reducing watering to twice weekly instead of 3 or 4 times forces plants to concentrate compounds in developing fruits rather than foliage growth. The plant responds to mild stress by intensifying chemical defenses in fruits, which manifests as increased heat in jalapenos, serranos, and habaneros. Soil moisture should drop to where the top 4 inches feel dry, but not completely desiccated, creating urgency without causing permanent damage. This technique fails if applied too early when fruits are still developing their structure, or too late after color change begins and capsaicin production naturally stops. The method works because pepper plants evolved in regions with distinct wet and dry seasons, and mild stress triggers ancestral responses that commercial constant moisture growing suppresses. Removing the first 5 to 7 flower clusters forces energy into vegetative growth that more than doubles total season production. Most gardeners leave early flowers to get fruit quickly, but this causes plants to stay small with weak branching that cannot support heavy later yields. When the first flowers appear at 6 to 8 inches tall, the plant faces a biological decision between vegetative and reproductive growth. Allowing early fruiting locks the plant into a compact form with limited branching capacity for the remainder of the season. Removing flowers until plants reach 14 to 16 inches and develop at least 6 major side branches creates a robust framework that eventually produces 4 to 5 times more fruit than rushed early production. The pruning must stop once adequate structure develops, typically 4 to 5 weeks after transplanting, at which point flowers should remain to set the main crop. This approach delays first harvest by approximately 3 weeks, but extends the productive period by 2 months, with dramatically higher total yields, making it especially valuable for bell peppers and large fruited varieties where individual fruit weight matters. Night temperatures between 58 and 65 degrees Fahrenheit produce significantly more fruit set than warmer nights, yet most growing advice ignores this factor. Peppers set flowers during nighttime when respiration rates drop and energy can be directed toward reproduction. When night temperatures exceed 70 degrees, plants respire too quickly and abort flowers to conserve resources, causing the mysterious blossom drop that frustrates gardeners during summer heat. Commercial greenhouse operations maintain strict night cooling to preserve fruit set, but outdoor gardeners can achieve similar results with reflective mulch and strategic watering timing. Applying water at 4 to 5 parts per p.m. allows evaporative cooling to reduce plant temperatures during the critical night hours. Reflective silver polyethylene mulch around plants reduces radiant heat absorbed by soil during the day, preventing that stored heat from releasing at night and raising root zone temperatures. The combination can lower plant tissue temperature by 5 to 8 degrees compared to bare soil with morning watering, enough to maintain fruit set through periods when neighboring gardens experience total flower drop. Planting peppers with specific companion plants increases yields through biological pest management that chemical sprays cannot replicate. Nasturtiums planted in a ring 18 inches from pepper stems attract aphids away from pepper foliage while serving as a trap crop that concentrates pests for easy removal. Basil interplanted between peppers repels thrips and spider mites through aromatic compounds released from foliage, reducing insect pressure without affecting beneficial predators. The basil also requires similar watering and fertilization to peppers, making management simpler than mixed companions with different needs. French marigolds planted at row ends release alpha-terthianol from roots, which suppresses root knot nematodes in surrounding soil and protects pepper root systems from below-ground damage. This companion approach reduces pest damage by 60 to 70% compared to monoculture pepper planting, and the companion plants provide additional harvests of edible flowers and herbs without reducing pepper production, since they occupy different vertical and horizontal spaces. Harvesting peppers at specific color stages dramatically affects seed viability and the genetic traits those seeds carry forward. For seed-saving purposes, fruits must remain on the plant 2 to 3 weeks, past the color stage normally harvested for eating. A red bell pepper that turns red continues internal seed maturation for another 14 to 21 days, while the outer fruit begins to soften slightly. Seeds harvested at the eating stage show 60 to 70% germination rates, while those from fully mature fruits achieve 95 to 98% germination and produce more vigorous seedlings. The extended ripening allows complete development of seed coats and nutrient storage tissues inside seeds, creating stronger genetic expression in the next generation. This technique matters most for open-pollinated and heirloom varieties where seed saving preserves specific traits. The practice also selects for late-season disease resistance, since only healthy plants can hold fruits to full maturity, gradually improving variety performance through unconscious selection over multiple generations. Storing harvested peppers at 55 degrees Fahrenheit instead of refrigerator temperatures extends shelf life from 1 week to 4 weeks, while maintaining full flavor and texture. Standard refrigeration at 38 to 40 degrees causes chilling injury in peppers, which manifests as pitting, water-soaked areas, and accelerated decay once fruits return to room temperature. The 55-degree range prevents chilling damage while slowing respiration enough to preserve quality significantly longer than room temperature storage. A basement corner, unheated garage area, or wine refrigerator set to the higher temperature provides ideal conditions. Peppers should be stored in single layers in shallow containers with light air circulation to prevent moisture accumulation that promotes mold. This temperature management applies to all pepper types, including bells, hot varieties, and specialty peppers, allowing gardeners to extend their harvest value without canning or freezing and maintaining the fresh pepper texture that preservation methods cannot preserve. These 7 techniques address the actual limitations preventing maximum pepper production rather than repeating standard advice about fertilizer ratios and watering schedules. Bottom calcium delivery builds root systems that support extended harvests. Controlled stress intensifies flavor in hot varieties without sacrificing yields. Early pruning creates plant architecture capable of heavy fruit loads. Night temperature management preserves fruit set through heat waves. Companion planting establishes biological pest control more effective than chemical interventions. Proper harvest timing for seed production strengthens future generations. Temperature-controlled storage extends harvest value by weeks. Together, these methods transform pepper growing from disappointing to reliably productive, using techniques commercial operations apply but rarely share. If this changed how you'll approach pepper growing this season, subscribe for more tested techniques that actually work in home gardens.